Hi, as in Malaysia, this video is a tutorial on guide you on how to fill in SONA survey. So to be very brief, SONA survey is actually a tool for us to collect all necessary data, and this data is going to guide us in two functions. First thing is to review our past performance so that we can actually plan better and we can identify which is the most effective strategy. And the second thing is for us to understand what is our current reality, like what is our current state of our LC and our product performance, and also AM entity as a whole. And the last part is actually to guide us to make a better decision making. So when we actually have a data, we can make sure that every decision that we make is supported by facts and data, so that we can actually make the right decision for the LC. And in the end of the day, what we want to make sure is we want to see both LC and entity, as in Malaysia, can actually move forward as a whole. So what do you need to fill out? Check the data input tab. In here, you will realize that there are four tabs. The first tab is Q2 data input LC, and then it's SU, and then September data input LC, and then September data input SU. So if you are a LC without any SU, you only need to fill in Q3 data input LC and September data input LC. If you're LC with a SU, you need to make sure that you fill in Q3 data input LC, Q3 data input SU, September data input LC, and September data input SU, which means you need to fill in all the tabs. And before you proceed on filling in the tabs, first thing, there are four things that we need you to keep in mind. First thing is Q3 data input LC is to fill in data from the 1st of July 2017 to September 30th of September 2017. September data input LC is to fill in data from 1st of September 2017 to 30th of September 2017. In this time, you would notice that we actually evaluate your past quarter performance, at the same time also your September data input, which also your past month performance. The reason is right now we want to make sure that how can we actually get the most relevant data they can guide you to make the best decision for your next month. So we want to see like how quarter can help you to make better decision for your next quarter, and how the September can help you to make the best decision for your next month. So this is actually to make sure that you can take care of your big picture of your LC, at the same time you can take care of the short term. In, like for example, or in September you're doing attraction, and October you know that like what's the thing that you need to improve on based on the learning that you get and based on the result that you get in September. So in the end of the day, MC right now we are still like figuring out like what's the best way to actually measure, and what's the best way to actually launch out to report the information to guide you to make the best decision. So you may expect some changes on SONA survey in the next coming quarter, but then do bear that this is actually to make sure that it can guide you to make the better decisions, and also to make sure AM and your LC can grow. And if you did not keep track, record, or collect certain past data, which means that you did not keep track, for example, the past member that you have on past few months, and which means that you do not have a clear tracker to track your informations, you do not have a clear documentation system to keep track of your information, then your data is actually not available. If your data is not available, just put n/a, which means not available. If you are having a non-applicable data, for example, you do not run certain product, for example, iGET, then you just need to make sure that you put dash to all the tabs that are related to iGET, because you do not, it doesn't apply to you because you do not run the product. And if you have zero result, for example, you have zero sign up, just put zero on your tab. In the end of the day, we want to make sure that all your tabs are being filled in, because if your tab is being left empty, we will make an assumption, we will presume that you did not finish your SONA on time. So this will actually cause you to lose your membership. So in order to avoid or prevent you from missing your membership, please make sure that fill in all the tabs. If you do not have the data not available, put n/a. If you the data is the information is not applicable, put dash. And if you do not have any result, just put zero. So very simple. So right now I'm going to break into few different functions to explain how you fill in SONA. So right now I will start with LCP. So if you're LCP, your role is basically is very simple. You need to make sure that you divide your survey to different party. So first thing is identify which are the product that your LC is currently running. So for example, your LC is running oGV, iGV, but not oGT. So what you need to do is you click on non-operating, and then you put dash to all the tab. So if your LC is not running iGT, put non-operating, and then just put all the tab. Yeah, and then you will see that it turned gray, and then just put dash to all the tab here. Yeah, so this means that we know that you are not running. So if you're running, just leave it empty, and then just make sure that your VP, oGV, VP iGV, and the respective VP actually fill in the tab. And then after that, make sure that you read through everything of the information so that you can actually debug your task properly. So let you know very briefly is from here, the better and faster, and also the number of member in oGV and back office can be filled in by your VP front office, which is your VP operation, the team that actually manage the value delivery, which is oGV, iGV, youth experience. Yeah, so apply, approve, realize, complete, acceptance, process time, approval, process time, and the number of member in oGV and back offices can be filled in by VP oGV. And then if product income, direct product cost, indirect product cost, fixed cost can only fill in by your VPFL. Same goes to this one, fill in by your VPFL. For your VPPM, make sure that they cross-check the number of member in oGV and back office and here as well. So once your front office fill in the number of member, director and VP contributing from iGV, IGE and also back office, make sure that once your VP IGE fill in this, you make sure that your VPPM actually cross-check with that to make sure the data is correct. And then your VPPM will fill in the retention rate, productivity, and then your finance will fill in here the financial strength and the legality and governance. And then your VPPM will fill in recruitment, number of members, LDA here. And then your VP operations, which is IGV, IGT, IGT will fill in this one, NPS. And then your VP, and then you yourself as an LCP, make sure you fill in leadership pipeline, which means how many people actually apply for LCP, EB, and director application, and how many people actually get elected for LCP, EB, and director application. So make sure that if you think that the leadership pipeline is best filled in by your VPPM, you can delegate to a VPPM. But I will suggest you to fill in by yourself because right now your VPN actually has a lot of information that need to be filled in by them. So same is September data input. Make sure that all your VP put the September goal, which means that if right now is in September, what's the goal they set to achieve and sign up in September, and ask them to put a goal and put the actual, and they actually need to fill in until process time, and then because the conversion is actually automatically tabulated, so they don't have to worry about it, so they fill in the number of member as well. So basically it's not much different, but one more thing is you need to make sure that your VP IGT and also your VP PD for IGV make sure that they fill in the partner part, which how many partner they contact, how many sales meeting, and how many agreements signed to update the sales funnel here. Yeah, and then this part it will be taken care of by the VP PM. You will notice that in September there is no VPFL tab because the information can be get through here, which means the September month we can actually get the information here, so they do not have to fill in the September data input LC for finance. For finance they only need to fill in they do not have to fill in the financial showing the part because I already removed it. What they need to fill in is actually the product income here, this part. So basically that's your role as LCP. Okay, so right now if you are actually LCVP oGV youth experience, your LCVP iGV youth experience, and your LCVP oGT, iGT, oGE, and iGE, what you need to fill in right now is you need to fill in apply, approve, realize, complete. Go to the XPA. Please make sure that you input this date from the 1st of July until the 30th of September. Based on the date that you input in, put down what is the actual achievement that you actually got based on the time range here, and input the number here, and then go to the process time analytics, and then you put the process time here. and then put down what is the number of OGV member you have, and then what's the number of back office member that actually work on the work on your OGV product, because right now we are running on as a product team, so there will be definitely a few back office actually supporting your OGV. So same, this apply to iGV as well. Same thing, fill in this field cell, at the same time also this last two, and then your VP PM you cross check with you with these informations, so you don't have to so you just need to communicate with them to make sure that they cross check with you. And then after that, make sure you fill in your NPS score here, over here. Yes. And then after that, in September you need to take note, and we need to measure that, like, how was your goal achievement in September. So make sure that if your OGV, what is your sign up goal in September only. So put your sign up goal in September, and then put what's the thing that you actually achieve in September. So your September actual, you should go to XBAR, input the date from 1st of September until the 30th of September, and then what you're going to XBAR, just input back in here. Okay, make sure that your data is aligned and is accurate, and is accurate, which is same with XBAR. Make sure you put your monthly goal, and you don't have to touch the conversions because it's automatically tabulated by formula. So what you need to do is to fill in this space and also the last two, so which is the same. The only difference is you need to measure how many number of member, director, VP contributing from OGV that's actually working on September, and for back office that's working on September. So this, you were focusing on September as the particular month. For the last quarter is what is the number of people working on the product for the past 3 months. So if the member only work for 1 month, it's also count. Like for example, the member only work on July and August, but they don't work in September, so the member will still count, because in the past quarter the member work. But here, if the member only work on September, but not if the member do not work in September, then you don't count. If the member work in September, then you only count. So the same apply to other products as well. And after that, if you one last thing is, please make sure that you really provide support to your VPPM, because your VPPM has a lot of information that actually need your support. For example, like what is your retention rate from each department, what is the productivity, what's the PA responses, and like what is the front of number of member you have, and also what is the number of your team member actually filling LDA, things like that. So really do provide support from them so that they can proceed their job well, because they could not proceed or fill in without your support on this. Okay, so right now, if you are actually VP PD for IGV, you need to make sure you fill in this thing, which is you go to the Q3 data input 3, you check through. Okay, so basically if you're a PD for IGV, you only need to go to September data input LC, go here, go to your partner tab. So you are working on sales for IGV, right? So you only need to fill in number of partner contact, number of sales meeting, and number of agreement signed on here only. So need to make sure that this contacted sales meeting and agreement signed is on September only. You do not need to fill in on other months. Okay, and then after that and then I just realized that there's no goal and actual, so later on I will add in the goal and actual tab. So make sure when you fill in, you also fill in what is your goal and what is your actual. So that's all for PD for IGV. So for a little bit special for IGT is because you are doing sales as well, so you need to fill in the sales partner contact and number of sales meeting and number of agreements signed, and IGE as well, number of partner contact, sales meeting, and number of agreements signed. I will add on the tab which is the actual and goal and actual, because I realized that I'm missing it out. So later when you fill in, you realize that there's a goal and actual there. After that, if you are actually VPFL, what you need to do right now is when you click into Q3 data input LC, make sure you fill in the product income, direct product cost, indirect product cost, and fixed cost for all the product that you're running in your LC. If you do not have run any, just make sure that there's a dash being filled in here. And then what you need to make sure is your financial strength is being filled in for each month here. Make sure you fill in every month, like what is your total exchange revenue, total revenue, total exchange cost, total expenses, net asset, and monthly fixed cost. And after that, you need to make sure you fill in your legality and governance as well. It's very simple. You checked it or you fail to do it. That's so simple. And then after that, if you look in settlement data input LC, you only need to fill in product income, direct product cost, and indirect product cost, and fixed cost for September. So notice that the difference between Q3 and your September is these data should be limited to your September month only. You only take into account of the 1st of September until the 30th of September. So you only fill in for the product that your LC run. So that's all that you need to fill in as a VPFL. So right now, if you're VPPM, first of all, thank you so much for being a VPPM. One of the things that we really want to improve in iGET is our people management, and congratulations for getting this position, because you're going to learn a lot of stuff. But then in this SONA survey, we're going to need a lot of your support to fill in, to make sure that we really understand what is going on in our people, so that we can provide the best experience and development to them. So the number of member, director and VP contributing from oGET and back office, what you need to do is you need to cross check with them to make sure that they put the right number on that. Okay, and then after that, you need to fill in the talent capacity. So for retention rate, you need to calculate what's the number of member that you have on the first day of quarter, and what's the number of the member that you have on the last day of quarter with at least 3 months experience. So if, for example, in the first day of quarter you have 50 members, but at the end of the quarter you have 60 member, but only you have 40 member that's actually more than 3 months experience, which means that you have 40 member, and then you have 15 member in the beginning. So which means that there's actually 10 member actually leave the organization already. So this is something for us to actually measure, like what is your retention rate lor. And then after that, because we want to make sure that by the end of the day, there's actually people who did not actually quit the organization because they just got recruited, or they just leave during the MRT period. We want to make sure that the people that retain actually stay more than 3 months lah. So they are actually people that really retain at the beginning of the quarter until the end of the quarter. So for the productivity, you need to fill in like what's the number of member that actually has PA for 3 months. 3 months, which means that if the member has PA in July and August and September, then it's counted as 1. If the member only have PA being filled in July, August, but not September, then it's not counted. If you have member that fill in during July only, but not in August, September, it's not counted as well. So you only count the number of PA responses that the member fill in consecutively for 3 months. And then what's the percentage of response rates? What's the number of member that actually has PA for 3 months? Divide the total number of member in LC. The reason why we divide by total number of member in LC is all members should have done PA except LCP only. So this is actually a percentage of member that achieve 100 in PA for 3 months. So if you have one member that achieve 100 PA for July, August, and September, then it counted as 1. So you cut one member over, like you have 100 people in LC, so maybe you only have 1% of the productivity rate. And after that, recruitment is, because right now most of you are in MRD peak, so what we put in quarter 3 is some of you have MRD in August, some of you have MRD in September. So we will put here is like recruitment number of people that you plan to recruit and number of people that you actually recruited. And the number of member here is what is the number of member you have by the 30th of September. So here is front office. Front office mean that IGV, OGV, OGET, IGET, IGV, and then there is some update here. Yeah, there's some update here, which mean that wait yeah. So this one is PD for IGV and marketing. So front office is OGV, IGV, IGET, OGET, and yeah, this is repetitive. Yeah, the reason why is front office let's focus on the people. They actually will focus on the value delivery of our customer, which is our EP. For back office, we focus on the people, which is FL, PM, LCP, expansion, PD for IGV, and marketing. That actually will provide some strategic perspective and also support to front office. And then team leader is LCP, LCVP, and director, and team member is just member, like senior executive, newbie, JE, things like that. So just call them member in general, like don't really like, please don't really create more layers like SE, JE, SE, things like that. So this is fill in the number of member that you have in LC, and then after that in LDA, what is the percentage for team member actually has responded to the initial LDA, and then how many percent of team leader has responded to the initial LDA, which means that they have filled in the initial LDA. And then what's the percentage of LDA responded, like what's the number of member filled in initial LDA, divide the number of total member in LC. And after that, find out what's the percentage of member has personal goal setting based on LDA divided by the total number of member in LC. So you can find out the percentage. So this is the thing that you need to fill in. And then leadership pipeline, which is number of people actually apply for LCP, EB, and director, and also number of people get elected for LCP, EB, and director. So this one you can actually, if you have the capacity, you can fill in. If you cannot, if you think that there is too much, you can ask your LCP to support you on this part. So to sum up, for Q3 data input LC, you need to make sure cross-check this with your product people, which is the number of member, director, VP contributing from the product and back office. And after that, fill in the retention rate and the productivity part. And then after that, fill in the recruitment, number of member, and LDA. And the leadership part, like you can communicate with your LCP to see whether you fill in or your LCP fill in. For September data input LC, it's the same as well. To make sure fill in your number of member, VP contributing for product and back office, cross-check with your VP product, and then after that, fill in the retention rate and productivity. So the difference is right now is your number of response only has PF for September, so we only focus on September, and the response rate is also focused on September as well, and this one also focus on September. Yeah. Oh, so there's a big correction, yeah, for September. Yeah, so the difference is like the number of member on the first day of September. Let me sorry for the I missed that, but I will update here. And then on the last day of quarter with was last day of September, so we only focus on September then, this only. So this retention on the month may not be as accurate as the one that you will see in quarter. So here you only focus on the month itself on September. So that's all from for me, VP PM. So basically, I think I covered everything already. So if you have any question, feel free to approach me, shomei.ong@igET.net, or you can just WhatsApp me. If you want my contact, just approach your LCP and you can get my contact. And if you want to know like more information on how to fill in for certain thing, you can also approach your MCBP as well if you do not understand anything. So that's all from me. Thank you so much, and all the best filling your SONA survey. Thank you.